Imagine it's the middle of July. The afternoon sun has been beating down on your house for hours. The living room feels stuffy. Upstairs feels even worse. You close the blinds, turn on every fan you own, and crank the air conditioner lower. Yet somehow, the house never feels truly comfortable. Now imagine keeping that same house noticeably cooler without running the air conditioner all day. No expensive smart thermostat, no complicated renovations, no high-tech cooling system. For centuries, long before electricity existed, Japanese families developed practical ways to make their homes comfortable during some of the hottest and most humid summers in the world. These weren't lucky accidents or ancient superstitions. They were simple techniques built around one idea: stop heat before it enters the house, move hot air out naturally, and work with physics instead of fighting it. The remarkable part is that these methods work just as well in a suburban home in Ohio, a ranch house in Texas, or an apartment in California as they do in Japan. Heat behaves the same way everywhere. Let's begin with perhaps the simplest and most powerful method of them all. Traditional Japanese homes often use sudare, lightweight bamboo or reed screens installed outside the windows. At first glance, they seem almost too simple to matter. After all, how can a thin layer of bamboo possibly cool an entire room? The answer lies in where the sunlight is stopped. Most homeowners rely on curtains or blinds inside the house. Unfortunately, by the time sunlight reaches those blinds, it has already passed through the glass. Once inside, that sunlight is absorbed by floors, walls, furniture, and carpets, where it turns into heat that remains trapped indoors. Exterior shading prevents that process from ever beginning. By blocking sunlight before it touches the glass, far less heat enters the room in the first place. But once the sun goes down, another problem remains. The pavement around your house has spent the entire day absorbing heat. Long after sunset, driveways, sidewalks, and patios continue releasing that stored warmth back into the surrounding air. Japanese households developed a surprisingly elegant solution called uchimizu. By simply wetting outdoor surfaces after the hottest part of the day has passed, Japanese households create a noticeably cooler environment around the home before opening windows for the evening. Once the outside begins cooling, attention shifts to the air inside. But what happens on evenings when there isn't even a breeze outside? The Japanese prepared for that too. Many traditional homes included a small shaded inner courtyard called a tsuboniwa. Because the courtyard remained shaded throughout much of the day, the air inside stayed cooler than surrounding areas. Warm air naturally rose and escaped through higher openings, while cooler air flowed inward from below. Modern building science refers to this process as the stack effect. Warm air naturally rises because it's less dense than cool air. If you open a lower window on the shaded side of your house and a higher window upstairs, near an attic, or close to the roofline, warm indoor air escapes upward while cooler air replaces it from below. Even without wind, your home begins creating its own natural airflow. It's a passive cooling system powered entirely by temperature differences. Cooling isn't only about moving air, it's also about what touches your body. Think about sleeping on polyester sheets during a humid summer night. Even if the room isn't extremely hot, the fabric traps moisture against your skin. Sweat remains where it forms, leaving you feeling sticky and uncomfortable. Traditional Japanese homes solved this with tatami flooring made from natural rush grass over compressed straw. Natural plant fibers absorb and slowly release moisture instead of trapping it. The same principle applies today. Cotton and linen sheets breathe far better than polyester. They wick moisture away from your skin, allowing sweat to evaporate naturally instead of creating a damp layer that makes you feel even warmer. Interestingly, changing your bedding doesn't lower the room's temperature. It changes how your body experiences that temperature. Sometimes comfort comes not from cooling the room, but from helping your body cool itself more effectively. The Japanese also understood that entire walls, not just windows, can become giant sources of indoor heat. Traditional homes feature deep roof overhangs called noki. These extended eaves cast shade over walls and windows during summer, while still allowing lower winter sunlight to enter. By preventing direct sunlight from striking the building itself, the walls absorb far less heat throughout the day. That means they continue releasing far less heat during the evening. You don't need to rebuild your roof to benefit from this idea. Retractable awnings or simple shade structures placed over west-facing and south-facing windows achieve a very similar result. Instead of cooling rooms after they've become hot, they stop much of the heat from entering at all. Finally, perhaps the most overlooked Japanese habit has nothing to do with equipment. It has everything to do with timing. As soon as outdoor temperatures fall below indoor temperatures after sunset, traditional households open their homes completely. Windows, doors, screens, everything. Cool evening air flushes out the heat stored inside walls, floors, furniture, and ceilings throughout the day. Then, just before sunrise, before outdoor temperatures begin rising again, the entire house is closed. Windows shut, curtains closed. The cool nighttime air remains trapped inside, while the daytime heat stays outside. Modern building scientists call this night flushing or night purge ventilation, but Japanese families have practiced the concept for generations. It works especially well in places where evenings become significantly cooler than daytime temperatures. The house almost behaves like a thermal battery, storing coolness overnight and releasing it gradually throughout the following day. What makes all of these methods so remarkable isn't that any single one completely replaces air conditioning. It's that each technique removes a different source of heat. One blocks sunlight, another cools the surrounding ground, another moves trapped air, another helps your body release moisture. Another prevents walls from overheating. Another uses nighttime temperatures to reset the entire house before the next day begins. Together, these small improvements create a home that naturally stays far more comfortable with surprisingly little energy. Perhaps that's the biggest lesson the Japanese approach offers. Instead of constantly fighting heat after it enters the house, prevent it from entering in the first place. Work with airflow instead of against it. Use shade before machinery. Let timing replace unnecessary energy. Because sometimes the smartest cooling system isn't a more powerful air conditioner. It's a house designed to stay cool naturally. If you found these Japanese cooling methods helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Which method are you going to try first? Thanks for watching,